Hello, everybody. My name is Diana. For as long as I can remember, my money has always disappeared. No matter what I do, no matter how much I earn, it always runs away from me. And it's, really annoying. My parents used to call me a slacker, which was very nice and affectionate of them, but really, it was like my curse. I really couldn't hold on to anything. I lost most of the time. And sometimes it was not just money, but other valuables as well. Keys, jewelry, and even important documents. For this reason, I was not trusted with anything. But only my parents knew about this, and I got into it when I grew up. I remember one time my parents and I went to my Aunt Emmy's wedding. Her daughter was getting married. I was shocked by the beauty of it. There was a beautiful tent, beautiful white tables, and the ceremony was on the ocean front. It was the kind of wedding any girl would dream of. My parents and I took our seats, and just before it started, the maid of honor took me by the hand and asked my mom to help me with something. Before we knew it, the maid of honor said someone had an urgent need to bring rings and hold them on a cushion, and I was the only one of the little free girls. I excitedly took the cushion, they put the rings there for me, and the ceremony began. The bride came out to beautiful music. It was just adorable. I looked at her and thought that, when I grew up, I wanted to be as beautiful at my wedding as she was. Everything went harmoniously, and then the vows were announced. A sign showed me to come up, and I ran as fast as I could in their direction, with flowers and a light breeze blowing, and then I stepped on something sharp and almost fell down next to her fiancé. He picked me up and looked me straight in the eye. "Now that's a handsome man," I said, looking at him. "Rings!" I stood up abruptly from his arms and was like, "What? Rings? Where?" Just as I came to my senses, I noticed that their rings were slowly drifting away from us, slammed by a wave as I was saved from falling. Like the pillow, they floated away into the open ocean. Oh man, the bride fainted on the spot. Somebody told her it was bad luck, so I didn't tell her that I was just a slob. She was the one who entrusted me with such an important assignment. A couple of years after the incident, my father and I went to run an errand. It was necessary to re-register the house. Dad was in a big hurry, so he told me to run to the bedroom and get the documents while he warmed up the car. So I did. I ran into their bedroom, found it, put it in my bag, and ran back. On the way, I had a really bad urge to use the bathroom, so I grabbed my bag and got back in the car after I was done. On arrival, my father asked for the documents, and I remembered that they were in my bag. But I had left it in the public toilet. Of course, it was no longer there, along with my wallet and a bunch of other documents. We then spent another 6 months restoring everything. And then I grew up even more and got a job. I left my first paycheck along with my wallet on a bus on the way home. I left the second one in a phone booth, and that's when it hit me. I came home in tears. My parents tried to calm me down, but it was impossible. "Mom, Dad, why is it like this? Why am I so clumsy? Why do I always lose everything? Why does my money run away from me? Why is it like this? I don't want it. I'm tired, and I don't have the strength to work for free anymore." "Daughter, you're just talking about yourself. Things like this happen."
"I've lost my wallet too."
"That was the first time in your life."
"Well, it happened."
"I lose it all the time. I can't take it anymore."
"Maybe you should go to a fortune teller."
"What do you mean?"
"Well, what if she helps you? Remember Aunt Lisa? She always suffered from a bad memory, and no treatment helped, but a fortune teller did."
"Do you think I'm cursed?"
"No, but I think it's good to go. What if she can help?"
"Maybe you're right." Mom found her number, and I went to see her for a session. The fortune teller said at once that I have problems with my values, and after listening to me, she said that soon someone would ask me to give up something of value, and it would change my fate. Oh my God, am I not going to deliver again?
"I can only see that, after this, you will have a change of attitude towards yourself."
"Uh-huh, I see. And I was also told that you were good at this. Thanks for nothing." I got mad and went out of there angry. My mom tried to calm me down, but it was useless. "I was born with this rock and I'll die with it."
"What are you talking about? What if she's right about something?"
"What she said can be interpreted in every way possible because she didn't say anything at all." We left it there. I got on with my life, went back to work, and forgot about the fortune teller. A couple of days later, when I was coming home, I saw my neighbor on the way back. She was sitting right in the middle of the yard, crying. I ran up to her and asked, "What happened?" And she started crying and saying that she had to give money to her daughter in Germany, that she had someone waiting for her to do it, and if she was late, there would be terrible consequences. "But you could do it through the bank?" "She's not doing well with her documents. Her husband kicked her out of the house and took everything. So I'm sending her money for the ticket through people. She's all alone there with the baby." "Wait, where is this person?" "On Maple Street." "It's a little far, but I can give you a ride." "I fell when I came out of the house and I twisted my ankle, and an ambulance is coming to get me. But what about the money?" "Oh, shit." I wanted to help, but suddenly I remembered how this usually ends. So I hesitated and wondered how I could help. And then the neighbor suddenly asked me to do it for her. "But You're our only hope, darling. You're our only hope." The ambulance came. She shoved her purse to me with the money and left. And I stood there confused, exhaled, and decided to myself that now I had to cope. Her daughter and granddaughter's lives were on the line. I got in the car and drove at full speed through the city, to the detriment of the traffic, pushing as hard as I could. And then the gas tank light flashed. "Damn it, not now! Why didn't I get gas sooner? Ugh! Okay, I'll stop at the nearest gas station," I said to myself and quickly parked near the gas station. There was no time. I ran out and as fast as I could, I paid the money at the register, then filled up and got in the car. Only when I got in, I saw that my neighbor's purse with her money was not in the car. I felt as if I'd been doused with ice water. I felt sick and searched the cabin, but the purse was gone. And then I saw a car drive out of the gas station sharply, and I saw my neighbor's purse on the dashboard in the front. "Not this time," I yelled, and I hit the gas pedal. I chased after the driver. There was a young guy at the wheel, maybe my age. I chased him all over town. I didn't have much time left, but I was lucky he was going in the direction I wanted to go in the first place. I cut him off, honked my horn, yelled through the window. But he wouldn't give up, driving really fast. Suddenly I remembered what the fortune teller had said about how this would change me, and I thought I would never forgive myself if I let my neighbor down. I dialed 911 and told the situation along the way, dictating the license plate number and describing the driver. Suddenly he swerved and we were on a narrow street with no way to turn around. He ditched the car and ran with a purse in hand. I grabbed my phone and ran after him over the roofs of the cars. It was crazy. Then I managed to trace his route with my eyes. There was only one way out of there, and I took a detour, cutting my way through the balconies of houses. I didn't think I could do that. When he was about to run out of a yard, I just fell on top of him with all my weight and pushed him down with me, simultaneously dictating the address to the police. "Give me the money, you thief! It's not your money, it's mine! Do you understand?" He didn't make a sound, just tried to get away. A good thing I was heavier than him. Then I managed to tie his hands with a strap of my neighbor's purse, and the cops arrived. It turned out that the guy was deaf and dumb. What's more, he was already stealing money from several people, saving up for a hearing aid. I grabbed my purse and counted the money. It was all there, but I was running out of time. So I asked the police for a ride and explained the situation, and they drove me to the center with flashers in a matter of minutes. At the very last moment, I managed to find the right man and give him the money. The thief was taken away, and everyone knew what I had done. They filmed me apprehending him and leaked it on the internet. My neighbor thanked me, and I was just so happy. A few days later, I was presented with an award from the police department. They thanked me for my cooperation. You wouldn't believe how much I loved myself at that moment. They gave me a medal for bravery and civic duty. But wouldn't you know it, I lost the medal the same day. Oh well, it's good to have the pictures anyhow.
What a day. Do we have guests again? And just when I want to sit in silence, our house turns into a square where there is a free concert. Mr. Evans, good to see you. You look tired, the doorman said politely. Thank you, Henry, it's good to see you, too. And yes, I'm really tired. How long have the guests been here? Exactly 2 hours ago. My dear mother's idea again. You're absolutely right. Yes, she's in her usual. Is your father home? Will you be having dinner in the bedroom? Oh, Henry, I'd love to, but you know my mother, she won't let you relax in her own house when we have guests. Thanks for the care. Have a nice evening, sir. Meet me, this is me. My name is Dick. As you have already understood, I am the son of rich people and I do not always like it. And despite the fact that everyone keeps saying that happiness is in money, that I have everything, and I do not know the words need and hunger, I will tell you directly, and with absolute accuracy that happiness is not in money. At least not only that. Why? You'll see for yourself. Hi son, you're late today, how are you? Hi mom, yes, I had some business. In honor of what guests? In honor of politeness and companionship, son, you should understand. Again father forced. Not forced and proposed I supported. You know, he works hard to make sure you have everything. The reception is only a small part of what you can do for your family. So smile. Maybe I need your money. Sorry, what? As you can see, I don't like all these tricks. My father constantly arranges them with my mother, because only in such an informal, as he says, environment, he can normally communicate with investors, clients, colleagues, and so on. My mother always supported his initiatives. They kept saying they were doing it for me. But no one asked, what do I really need? I was in a terrible state that night because I was so tired. The bad mood was finished off by the reception, and I thought it could not be worse, but it turned out to be when Josh came into my room. Josh? What are you doing in my room? Icky, you need to be more hospitable, especially to me. What do you want? Get lost. You've been missed here. Come on, you know your father and mine are about to start a major new construction project. It wouldn't be nice if you hurt your father's partner's son. Especially considering the fact that my father contributes a larger percentage of the investment than yours. That's their business, not ours. Don't call me Dickie and get out of my room. Hoity-toity, is our Dickie still mad? Come on, we were friends once, remember? Decided to be friends with homeless people. The moment Josh spoke to me, he was standing with a glass of something strong in his hand. I knew he was drunk, but I can't let go of the situation that destroyed our friendship. Oh, man, Dickie, that was some beggar girl, and you stood up for her like she was your own. You bullied the poor girl, disgraced her, made fun of her. How did you even think of that? If she has no money, then she is nobody. Then she is a beggar and not our equal, brother. Don't call me that, okay? You're not my brother. Ah, is that so? What about our friendship? We've been friends for 10 years. Or it doesn't mean anything. The money has turned your head. Money has given me confidence and everything I want. This is my life, Dickie, and this is what I want. And you're probably confused about yourself. That lost. I won't talk to you about it. Yes, Josh left, but he was really hurt by that incident at the gas station. I stood up for the poor girl he bullied and laughed at, and he thinks I betrayed him or traded him away. In any case, we did not agree, but our fathers do not know about it. After all, they're partners, and if they find out about Josh and me, it might be bad for the business. Josh's father was richer, and my father indulged him in many ways, just to keep in touch with him. Josh knew about his father's influence, and that's why he was so famous. Auntie, did you make lasagna just for me? You're a miracle. I know, my boy. Eat, or you've lost weight this week. While I was eating, Josh came into the room. It's him again. He looked at our servants with undisguised disgust, and then turned to the cook, Antoinette. He pointed at her and ordered her to cook him a chop. You're not in a restaurant, Josh. Ask politely and apologize, I told him, but he wouldn't listen. If you always protect the poor, you'll be the same, he told me. Apologize to your aunt, I demanded, but Josh wouldn't listen. He walked over to his aunt and threw her lasagna on the floor with his hand. And I couldn't help myself. I threw myself at Josh, knocked him to the ground, and we got into a fight. We broke a lot of dishes, attracted attention, and our fathers were in the first rows. And then my mother came over. "Boys, stop it," my mother shouted. We stopped abruptly at her voice, and I could tell by her face that we had better go outside. All the guests abruptly left, and we were left alone in the living room. I knew I was in for a good fight, so I wanted to dilute the situation a little. Why did everyone leave? Because I didn't share the lasagna with them. Not funny, Dick. Do you have any idea what kind of concert you're doing there? Not only that, my father will now have to apologize to Josh's father for a week. So don't apologize. What did you say? Don't apologize. If you don't like it, why do it? My words must have sent my father into a fever. He flew into the room and started shouting that he and my mother were doing all this for us, that my whole life would be secure, and that I should be eternally grateful that I was born into a rich family. But you know what? I wasn't happy. I'm tired of all this. It is more expensive to remain silent, to endure and to agree in everything. How much is your position worth? Is it possible to buy your opinion if you consider yourself 1000% right? My father punished me and sent me to my room. But that wasn't the end of the story. Thanks to my fight with Josh, I went to visit them the next day with an apology. The door was not open for me for a long time, so I entered the house through the back entrance. Absolutely. We have them in check now. Their son offended mine, so now I can afford to jump on the Evans' head, dangle my legs and laugh. Thanks to their feeble-minded dick for the trick, it went into our hands. So what's the first thing you do? I'll act out the scene first, add some drama. At this time, my lawyers will evaluate our success and its failure. I'll charge the Evans around some, have them reimburse me as compensation, and then I'll continue to suck the juice out of them until I take everything. This is going to be revenge for Dick hitting Josh over some lowlife. I stood and listened to the dialogue of Josh's parents, managed to turn on the recorder and quietly escape. In the evening, I gave the recording to my father to listen to. And as you understand, we managed to build a defense before the attack. It saved our money, reputation, and image. Tell me, did you guys like my story? Write your opinion about it in the comments below the video. Do not forget to put likes, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel.